My name is Erica Marie Morris, and you are listening to the Candle Business Podcast, where we talk all things about starting, running, and growing a successful candle business. From marketing to mental health, I cover a wide range of real-life topics that involve the crazy and wonderful ups and downs that is being a small business owner. All right, today's video topic is all about repeat customers. We want our customers to love us so much that they keep coming back again and again and again. We want to increase our average return customer rate as much as we can. So I have a set of, I think I have five bullet points here that I wanted to go over, talking about how we can maximize and increase our return customer rate as much as we can. And as always, if you are new to the podcast or new to the YouTube channel, new to candle making or candle businesses in general, I always have a lot of new viewers coming to my channel and my podcast. So if you are somebody who is getting started with your candle business and you need a little bit of a guide to know what you should be looking for before you launch your candle business, I do have a candle business launch checklist. It's free for you to download. Just go to ericamariemorris.com/checklist. And this will allow you to have the checklist sent straight to your email. It also does have you join the newsletter as well. So I send out like one, maybe 2 emails a month talking about candle business tips and all that. So I definitely don't like spam your inbox or anything. It's just every once in a while you'll get an email from me, either an update on things or candle business advice or stuff like that. So make sure you download that if you haven't already. But let's go ahead and jump right into today's topics. So first I want to talk about why it's so important to have repeat customers. Of course, it's really just building that loyalty to your brand, building familiar customers with your brand. And it really just shows you as a business owner that your product is really, great. And so many people want to keep coming back to buy more from you. Now, when I was looking it up, it looked like the average return customer rate, depending on the industry that you're in, is anywhere from 20 to 30%. I just checked our analytics for the last 90 days and we are at 27.52%. So pretty much right in the middle of that 20 to 30%. Of course, we would love to have 50, 75, 100% return customer rate, obviously. But that is very challenging to do. That's very difficult to do. But it is easier to sell to a customer who has already purchased from you, who already knows and likes your brand, versus acquiring a brand new customer that has never purchased from you before. So that is the reason why you have to utilize and try to, give the best first impression to any new customer that finds you and purchases from you. And that is how you are going to build up your repeat customer base. So the first advice that I have for you to increase your return customer rate is to make sure that you are building an email list. Email lists are so important, even in the year of 2024. Email lists are really important because what that is showing is that somebody is giving you part of their information to hear from you more often, whether that's for deals or whatever it is. Most of the time, people join email lists because they have some sort of incentive. So that incentive is called a lead magnet. So a lead magnet is where you are offering something to a potential customer of value in return for their valuable email address. So when you're building up this email list, first of all, you have to make sure that you have permission to be emailing these people. You don't want to do one of those things. I'm sure maybe some of you have gotten these emails before, and don't do it, where people will say, hey, I have an email list to sell you, of, I don't know, such and such kind of market, or these people, or I have, basically people are selling emails. And that's not good because these people are not giving you permission. So if you email them, they're going to be like, why is this person? I didn't sign up for this. And then they're either going to mark you as spam or just unsubscribe or complain or whatever it is. So You don't want to do that. You want these to be genuine people who are interested in your brand, who are joining your email list willfully. So when it comes to building an email list, a couple tips that I have here. So I personally use the software on Shopify called Klaviyo, and this is an email marketing software. So it connects with the customers who have joined on my Shopify website, and it connects the email list there. And what you're able to do is you can actually have a pop-up on your website. So I personally have Shopify. That is the only one that I have personal experience with. But you are able to create a welcome email that pops up right when a new potential customer visits your website. And it can say something along the lines of get 10% off your first order by joining the email list. And what you do is you collect their email. So they put in their email and then they have the discount code sent to their inbox. So not only are you getting an email on your email list that could be a potential sale later on down the line when you send out marketing emails, but you also have a chance to really utilize and capitalize on the most important time that a customer is visiting your website, which is within those first couple minutes that they are most interested in purchasing, and you are giving them an extra boost and an extra incentive to complete that purchase by using the coupon code. So that is one way that you are able to really utilize that return customer rate, is building up that email list. And the more emails that you are building up, the more chances you have to be able to sell to these customers later on. So if you have a big sale going on, a lot of times the email list will hear about it first before you post it on social media or anything like that. So there's just this extra kind of little, almost like VIP experience. And I've done special discounts just for my email list that I didn't do or post about on social media before. So you really do want to make this email list, feel special in the sense that they are special because they are, giving their email and being a part of your brand in a different way and really showing that loyalty there. So I recommend that you mirror that and you show the loyalty back by, just giving them maybe some extra special deals or, a head start in shopping for like Black Friday or whatever it is. So make sure that you are taking advantage of that and building an email list. And you can also do this at vendor events as well. So at actual local vendor events, you can have either a clipboard sign up for email newsletter. You can give incentives. We in the past had given little mini candles for anybody that joined the newsletter. And that just, had built our email list from our local following. And then the nice thing is on Klaviyo, you're actually able to separate and be able to categorize who is like a local customer. So the way that I was able to do that is I had them sign up through kind of a different way that put their emails in a certain area. And I was able to go onto Klaviyo and manually add those in and then put them under a certain category and put it under local customers. So I know who was local and who was not local. So that really helped as well when it came to sending out emails. And then the next tip I have kind of goes hand in hand with that because it also has to do with like the whole loyalty. And on Shopify, there is an app called Smile Loyalty and Rewards. And that is a loyalty program that your customers are able to join. And what that does is it allows them to acquire points every time they purchase from you. So you can set however much you want each point to be worth or each dollar amount to be worth in points. And so for instance, if somebody purchases $50 worth of, products from our website, they get $5 in points to use towards their next order. So that really incentivizes customers to want to keep coming back and purchasing from you again and again. And yes, we have had it before where people are using like a lot at once and it seems like you're losing money in that sale, but you have to think about it as they have been purchasing, 3, 4, 5 times before that to acquire that many points in order to get, a big discount off that 6th order. So you have to look at it like that, is you maybe would have never gotten those 3, 4, 5 other orders before that order came in, that where you look at it and you're like, hey, we actually kind of lost money on this sale. But if you look at it as the big picture with everything, it really is just about, giving customers an incentive to keep coming back. If you haven't kind of noticed the trend with this, it's really about incentives. Customers, potential customers, people need incentives a lot of the time to make purchases. It's all about buying behavior, marketing, buying behavior. That's kind of goes hand in hand. It really is kind of like a psychology with everything. So knowing that you have, let's say $10 in points to a candle business, and you're like, hey, I can get this candle for $10 off. And, that in and of itself is something that would make you choose that candle brand over another one. I would think that the psychology of that, knowing that you have a credit, knowing that you have money that you can take off, because everybody loves discounts. I love discounts. I'm sure you love discounts. Everybody loves discounts, and being able to have a loyalty program will just keep customers coming back so that they're able to use those points. And then it's kind of like a snowball effect, is they use the points and then they make another purchase and they'll get a few more points from there. And then it's kind of the snowball effect, knowing that they always kind of have money that they can use towards future purchases, which thus increases your return customer rate. The third tip that I have is include samples in your orders. Chris and I have been doing this for so long. We do it for both retail and for our wholesale customers. And I think that this is a very efficient way to market your business, because the customer is going to enjoy your actual product, the full-size product that they ordered, but then they get like a little Easter egg kind of something else that you have. And if you're pairing it correctly, so for instance, what we like to do is that if somebody orders, let's say, a fruity candle, we will give them something fruity that is of a different scent, or maybe something sweet, something that we think that they would like based on what they ordered. And that has worked really well, instead of just picking a random scent and throwing it in there, because they may smell it and be like, okay, like I ordered a orange vanilla candle and you gave me a gardenia wax melt, and I don't like floral because I ordered, like the sweet fruity. So you kind of do have to match it up, because your goal with this is to try to entice the customer to be like, I love this sample, I need to get a full size of this. And Chris has been really good about, paying attention to this. He'll look up orders that they had ordered from the past, see what scents they had purchased, and we'll give samples based on what they have not purchased yet before. And a lot of times we've received feedback from people saying that they love the samples so much and they end up purchasing a full size. So I really think that giving samples of any kind, I mean, we do little wax melt samples, but you could think of different ways that you could add in little samples of your products. Some people may do little tea lights, or, very small candles, or whatever it is. And that just shows the customer like, hey, I'm thinking of, you may like this. It's kind of like a real life, like, hey, we thought you might like this, when you're searching, customers who bought this also bought this. So it just kind of gives the customer, something else to kind of look forward to in the future. Like, hey, you may like this as a full-size product in the future. So I think that giving samples is a really, really good way to increase your return customer rate, because it may entice the customer enough to purchase again really soon and get a full size of whatever sample you included. And then the fourth bullet point here I have is just have a great product that sells itself again and again. So this is kind of like it makes sense because you want to be able to have a product. Like the only way that people will want to keep purchasing from you again is if they enjoyed your product the first time. So this is where, the actual creation of your product is really important. Making sure that you're doing your testing, that it performs well, that it's a safe candle, that you are picking really good high quality fragrances that people really like. So this is a really important part because if somebody is purchasing from you and they don't like your product, then they're just not going to purchase again. So this one's very straightforward. You have to make sure that you have a really good product that will sell itself essentially. And this is something that I did talk about in my previous podcast episode where I was talking about how to sell and how to market when you don't have a lot of time or you don't have a lot of money, and really utilizing and capitalizing on the quality and the performance of your candle is going to go so far in your business. This is going to be such a huge part of your business, specifically with us as handmade business owners. And you want to make sure that you have such a good product that people just have to keep purchasing again and again. They just love it so much that they just keep wanting more and more. And that is going to be a huge determining factor on whether or not people actually want to return and, keep buying more from you. And then the last bullet point I have right here is to put effort into your packaging. So when you are shipping out your items to the customer, you want to put a lot of effort, a lot of thought into packaging it up well, making it look nice, having it be a nice experience when your customer opens up the package, when they get it in their house. You don't want to just toss it in bubble wrap and toss it into a box. Think about it a little bit more methodically with your brand. Have it be nice and clean, and add in maybe some special things in there for the customer. And that is going to have an impact on the customer because that is going to be their first impression when they actually get your product in the mail. And that can also help the perceived value of your item as well, to kind of give them almost validates their purchase. We don't want anybody to purchase and then immediately regret it because they get it in the mail and they're like, oh, is this even worth it? Should I just return it? So we want to make sure that we are giving them a good experience from the effort that we put into the packaging. That can also help the customer feel confident and comfortable with us as a seller to make sure that we are taking care of the items before they get it, and also to package it up because candles are breakable. So we want to make sure that we are taking the time, making sure that the package and the candles arrive intact and safely to the customer when they get them. So that also is something else that maybe they are building trust with us as a seller, that they're not going to be receiving broken candles with every order. And then, something else I was thinking of as I was sitting here talking about this last point about packaging is that I was going to mention how you can add in a thank you card. So candle care card, thank you card. And on the thank you card, you can add in a discount code towards a second purchase. So that is also something that you can do to increase your return or repeat customer rate. But something else that I was thinking of is, what if you also added on a QR code or something to have them join your email list? And that is how they get the discount code sent to their email. I may actually start doing that. That I think would be something better to do than just simply giving a code on the thank you card. I think I'm actually going to write that down and change up our thank you cards and start doing that, because I think that is going to increase the email list that we have, because every customer that sees that might go, hey, and maybe make it really good. Maybe make it 20% off or something, and have it be a one-time, that's a one-time, code or whatever it is. So maybe I might do that, but you'd have to be you'd have to only give that to people that are brand new customers. Because, or maybe I'm sorry, I'm like just thinking right now. I'm wondering if maybe on the thank you card you could have a spot that's like, have you joined our email list yet? Have an extra, if you haven't joined our email list, here's an extra discount code sent to your email list or something like that. I don't know. I'm trying to think of how I'd want to do that. But now I'm just rambling on about, this is how my brain processes, by the way. This is how I start thinking about things. So filming these videos, filming these podcasts really helped me because it helps me kind of analyze my own business and see things, because I haven't checked my return customer rate in a while. But knowing that we still have a pretty good number going on, that makes me happy that we're still on the right track with that with what we're doing is still working. So I really hope that this video helped you out and that you can utilize any of these tips that I've given in today's episode to help increase your return customer rate. Let me know if you're watching this on YouTube, what you do to increase return customers. I would love to have this be a discussion. But with that, I will see you in the next episode.